Well, it's been a while, and I've been purposefully actually taking my time doing another video. And before I go on, I need to just warn people, you know, because the world is so tribal now and so divided. It's a shame that I even feel that I need to say this. I'm neither Republican nor Democrat. What I ultimately believe in is the good of the people, the freedom of the people. And that's all I'm going to say about it. The freedom of the people. And happiness is, in my opinion, needs to be earned by each and every one of us. You're not entitled to happiness nor anything else. You need to work for anything that you want and should not be entitled to it. So knowing that, I am not a Republican nor Democrat. I know this is a prepping channel, but this is just one more reason why we need to prep. Because shit is about to hit the fan. So the reason why I haven't made a video is I was actually kind of waiting till this shit show of a trial was over. Well, I can't even say his name, a former president. Because if you say his name on a channel such as YouTube, you can get banned. Because that's how they operate, right? So I think we all know who I'm talking about. The former president just was found guilty on 34 counts, illegally, I might add, in my opinion. So that's why, I just wasn't in the mood to do another prepping video yet. I just kind of, for lack of a better excuse, just waiting to see what's happening, every now and then I see something's going on in our political environment that it just depresses me. It really is. Everybody, like I said, is so tribal, and I need to say this, and because this is a very important thing that people need to understand. They will win at all cost just so they can say they won, just so they can brag they won. That's true. That is a true statement. People will do whatever it takes to be right. Whatever it takes to be right. I need to repeat that. They will fight to the death to be right. They will lose friendships just to be right. They will fight when they actually hear the real truth. They will shut you down from speaking the real truth because it disturbs their environment that they built in here, the reality that they built up in here. They will fight to the death to be right. They will make enemies out of friends, enemies out of family, just to be right. But very few will care less about being correct. There is a difference. So yet another reason to prep, in my opinion. And I know this is kind of a down video. I know that. But we need to be really aware, very keen what's going on around us. Because whatever affects us politically also affects us financially. Ultimately, it does. The more stuff they hand out free in order to buy votes, the more you have to pay, because it is not they who are doing the handing out that are paying. They're taking your tax dollars. Those tax dollars that should be going to let's say, the roads that are just full of potholes. They're taking those pre-allocated funds, state taxes, and reallocating them to people who have not worked a day in their life in this country, who are demanding free stuff and will vote for whomever gives them the free stuff with no interest of the country. It is real sad that people are no longer embarrassed to stand on an intersection and hold a sign, "Will work for food." Really what they're doing is asking for free money, because as soon as you offer them a job, they, "Oh, no, thank you." Holding a sign wearing perfectly nice, clean jeans and brand new tennis shoes. There's no sense of embarrassment, at least, humiliation just in case a family member drives by, or a friend, or an ex-girlfriend, anything. No sense of embarrassment. It's part of the norm now to beg for money. And so, yet another reason to prep and to store food and store whatever you think your family is going to need in the future, because times are getting hard. Times are going to get harder. They who hand out money for free are digging our graves, but yet they're not really paying for our graves to be dug. Ultimately, it is you that always pays for that. So what have I been doing? Been stocking a lot of silver, a lot of it. One day I'll do a silver video. I'll pull out a couple of $1,000s worth of silver, not my whole stack, and I'll show you what I buy. So a lot of people would say, well, you can't eat this. Ignore those people, okay? That is the easiest go-to when you do your own investing. You can't eat this. Neither can you eat a dollar bill. But that coin, it said $1 denomination on it. It's worth, according to the print on the coin, the etching on the coin, that coin is worth $1. But that's just a denomination that the mint prints on it. $1, silver eagles, $1. That obviously was not a silver eagle. But if you take a look at a silver eagle, it is a $1 bill, basically. But that $1 bill is now worth over $30. You take it to any coin shop, they will give you $30 for that $1 bill. Whereas I can show you a paper $1 bill, a real $1 bill, and its purchasing power is maybe 65 cents. You see the difference? When you buy your silver, you're going to have a lot of naysayers, people trying to beat you down. Ignore them. I'm not saying this to earn any money off of you. Okay, I'm not going to sell you any silver. I'm not affiliated with any silver companies. There won't even be a link in my description for silver. Click on this link. What I'm trying to do is talk some sense that investing in the system only works for the people who made up the system. When you open up your Bible, I happen to read the King James Bible. References to silver and gold start at the very, very beginning of the Bible. Google it. Silver and gold, or just the word silver in the Bible. Silver and gold have a historical track record before Jesus was born. It's in the Old Testament. You can't say that about the dollar bill, the paper, fake, fraudulent money system. Yes, we got to use that system to get along. And yes, when we sell our gold and silver in the time of need or emergency, we trade it in for the dollar bill, but we get a hell of a lot more dollars for it. But it has a historical track record all the way to the beginning of the Bible, the Old Testament, before Jesus Christ was born. You cannot say that about the 401k. You can't say that about stock markets or anything else. I urge everybody, one of your first preps, I'm hoping that you can do a combination of everything, food, gold and silver, preferably if you can only, not preferably, if you could afford gold, get gold as well. You know, I'm not a rich man, so I just get silver. I do have some gold. I went out and bought some smaller increments of gold, so I have some gold. But silver, you buy it cheap, and one day it raises in price. It moves up in value. You've done a great investment. It will never turn to zero. It will never fall to zero. Again, that track record from before Jesus was born. It's always been around. There's no other monetary system on this planet that has been around, I just had a hiccup, as long as gold and silver. I'm not a financial anything. I'm not trying to push anything on you. What I'm trying to do is get those people to think outside of the box a little bit, to get out of their programmed mind, the way they've been programmed from kindergarten on up, the value and what to really invest in. Now, I'm not saying get out of all your 401ks and your stock markets and whatnot. No, you should invest. You might get lucky. You know, I doubt if you'll lose significant money in a 401k. You especially when your employer is, matching. It's actually free money. But you should be getting some gold and silver, or one of the two of them. Moving on from that, once you got your gold and silver, how are you going to hold it? Are you going to let somebody else hold it that's promising to keep it safe? No, you are not. Never fall for that scheme, because then they never have to prove that you got the gold or the silver. They can sell the same ounce to 50 different people saying, we'll keep it safe for you. You're an adult. You can hold it and keep it safe yourself. You wouldn't take your car and ask your next door neighbors to hold it for you, would you? Always take possession of your precious metals. Always hold it yourself. Keep it safe. A good gun safe will work. Put a sheet or a nice cloth over that gun safe. Nobody has to even know it's there. But buy some gold and silver. Prep, get ready. Things are going to get hard. You think prices are expensive now? The only people that times are good for is the people who are getting free stuff. They're the only people who can afford to eat at a McDonald's now, because the money that they're spending at McDonald's is provided by you and I via the government. They're not actually buying a $20 burger meal. They're not buying it. It's you and I, therefore it's nothing. When I drive by at the local McDonald's, the lines are a mile long. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. But who do you think are in line? The working class people or the people who are on some kind of handout? I can guarantee it's the people on the handouts. I can barely afford to eat good food anymore. I might be exaggerating a little bit with that. I do eat very well. But that's through preparation. That is through budgeting. That is through stocking gold and silver. All the food I have were bought at yesteryear's prices, with the exception of the perishables, the milks, the eggs, the chicken, the beef, the pork. But a lot of the stuff on my shelf, if I was to purchase it today, would be 5 times the price of what I purchased it back then. You get my point? So you get a 50-pound pail of rice for X amount of dollars. You pack it up in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber. Thing's going to last forever. Rice will last forever. And the day that you open it in 10 years, 15, 20 years, it'll be worth quadruple of what you paid for it if you were to go out and buy it in the future. Anyway, I just wanted to do this video. I just think, you know, it's one thing I can do just like every other damn, and I do cuss a little bit. Showing off all kinds of, oh, you can go and buy this and you'll be the ultimate prepper. Oh yeah. And you can buy and you can buy everything and you'll be, oh my God, you'll be such a man. You'll be a Hollywood star, you know. I can be one of those channels. I can show you all the rifles. I can show you all the freaking fancy bullets and all my preps and the fancy shelving systems that automatically roll the next can towards you. I can do all that. It's not going to make you a better prepper. I think fundamentally, we all need to know why we're prepping, what is coming to us in the future as far as hardships. And that's the point of this channel. That's why I named it Prepping for a Common Prepper, Common Person. We're not all making $100,000 off our YouTube channels so we can purchase $20,000 rifles and $10,000 scopes. Some of these freaking YouTube channels, that's what they have. And that's what they're convincing their followers that, you know, hey, you'll be really cool, you know, if you just get it. You know, just get this this rocket stove that's $500 and you can burn twigs in it and cook, and you know. I would love to own a rocket stove. You know, I really would. But it's a lot of the stuff that they're trying to push on us. These other channels are just foolish and not going to make you or I any more self-sufficient or prepared for hard times. It really isn't. Anyway, I really appreciate you listening to these difficult videos. I know they're not, I'm not trying to blow sunshine up everybody's ass. Okay? I'm not. Prepping, and if you don't do it now, and you're waiting for something, you're waiting for the retirement, or you're waiting for whatever, it's not going to be any easier after you retire, okay? It's like saving. You know, I can't afford to save. You know, maybe when and I heard people, well, maybe when I retire. Are you kidding me? You got a job now. You think it's going to be any easier to put away money, get a year-long food storage on a retirement salary, you know, from the government, your Social Security? There's no such thing as pensions anymore, people. So it's always going to be difficult, I guess, what I'm trying to say, to save. It's always going to be the hardest thing. One of the hardest things to do is to save, to get a food stockpile there, to buy a couple of self-defense weapons. It's always going to be difficult financially, but it's never going to be easier down the road as time goes by. It really isn't, unless you're coming across some huge stockpile of money, right? Anyway, I gotta go. I apologize for these depressing videos. I get a lot of comments. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to listen. Show us the gold. Show us the $10,000 rifles. I'm being ridiculous now. Anyway, I gotta run. Take care. I will be doing some more videos. I've slowed down. Sometimes it's getting a little depressing out there, and I want to wait until like the trial is over, so I have some more information to gauge our future on. Take care, folks.